Hi, I'm Meera Allen with your Manifesting Destiny Moon Update. We're coming to a full supermoon in Aquarius, and this is happening. I'll give you guys the times. London on the 1st of August at 7:31 p.m. Sydney and Brisbane, Australia on the 2nd of August at 4:31 a.m. LA 1st of August at 11:31 a.m. and New York is the 1st of August at 2:31 p.m. So Aquarius and Sun, so Moon in Aquarius and Sun in Leo, opposing signs and from very, very different aspects. Aquarius, visionary and from the mind and from the head and looking at technology and the way the future is moving forward and even a lot about AI and Chat-GPT and all this kind of stuff. Very Aquarian, very let's move forward into the future and let's thrust ourselves into this new vision. And Leo, opposite of that. Leo's let's commune with the heart. How's family? How's the home? How is nurturing? How is that connection to love? And bringing that softness in as well through community and through family and loved ones, and also expressing your creative self and what is your heart desire. So it's interesting when these two things come together, brain and heart. What happens, when the Earth is completely out of the way and the sun and the moon can look at each other completely. The moon is illuminated completely by that warmth of the sun. What does that actually mean for you? What does that mean for you currently in this world that in 2023? What does that actually mean? It's about that part of you that's illuminated. It's about that part of you that is glowing, that part of you that wants to reopen expansive ideas in the self. It's all about rethinking who you are at the moment as well, because on the 23rd of July, Venus went retrograde. And that stays like that for about a year and a half. So that's also Venus is matters of the heart. What matters of the heart are you rethinking? How are you revamping your ideas about what love is and what your heart's desires are? And how are you doing that in a very avant garde, new way of thinking? How are you doing that as a consciousness in yourself that's going, well, I want to re-look at maybe past relationships and life in the past and my journey thus far. And we are getting this opportunity to really rethink the way we live our lives, the way our hearts want to live, the way we want to share our love, the way we want to look at the future, and the way we're going to create that new reality. The thing is, this channel is really about manifesting. I look at the new moon and the full moon and I use them as cycles, as little rhythms, so you can tell, where we are with nature. You can tell where we are in the rhythm of our lives. So when you look at a rhythm of life, whether it's a season, it's summer, winter, autumn, we're finally getting closer to spring here in the southern hemisphere. Man, I need it. I need the spring, I need the warmth. And so when you look at these cycles, take out any kind of woo-woo feelings about astrology or woo-woo feelings about what is actually going on in the astrological in the sky. Just think of it as the rhythm of life. Our own hearts that are beating have a rhythm in our life. All our stages have a rhythm in life. We have these little 7-year chapters or 7 days of a week, but it's in life, it's our 7 years, 7, 14 years old, 21, 28, 35, 42, 49, and so on. So 56, I don't know my 7 times tables. So these chapters of our lives, these cycles, these new moons, these full moons, they're little markers to give us a really tangible way of how to use those rhythms to make our lives flow easier. How do we roll forward with momentum, or how do we know when is it to slow down and have introspection? So full moons are a time of massive illumination, of going into the emotional body and actually illuminating that with the sun, with the practical, glorious, masculine sun that's stable, that's ever giving, ever providing, in that yang force of giving light and photosynthesizing things on the earth and allowing us to develop, shine, and grow. Now, that's the masculine role. But when the masculine is illuminating the feminine, especially on a supermoon, what is a supermoon really? It's when the earth and the moon are actually at the apogee where it's closer together. So The Earth right now and the Moon, it's like 14% closer. So 14% brighter. It'll look that much bigger, 14% bigger when we look at the actual moon in the sky. It'll appear larger, and it's actually because it's just closer to the Earth. The moon hasn't changed size. It's not become a supermoon. It's just that it's closer to the Earth and appears larger, and therefore illuminating even brighter on the planet. So there's more light, and you'll notice the plants will perk up more. You probably have less sleep. That's okay. So roll with those cycles rather than trying to fight the rhythms. So that's just a little thing that I wanted to bring up about why manifestation and the rhythm of the lunar cycles can be super, super important. Okay, this month of August, sorry, I'm playing with my little ear thing. This month of August, we have 2 full moons in August. And that's the only reason why we call the second full moon a blue moon, because it's unusual to have. But if you look at the lunar calendar, we fit exactly 13 new moons and 13 full moons in the 365-day year. So for the mathematicians out there, do your 365 divided by 13 and you get the actual rhythm of the true lunar cycles. So that's why a lot of traditional calendars will go to a 13-month calendar, because we fit 13 lunar cycles in a perfect Earth rotation around the sun. So the sun right now being in Leo, the sun right now being in that warming sign of the heart, the lion heart. Sun in Leo is all about how we shine, how we want to illuminate that loving part of ourselves, and how we also express our creativity, how we roar when we speak up, how we shine at the truth from our hearts. But then we have the moon in the opposing sign of Aquarius, which is how do we think? How do we analyze? How do we move forward into the future? So now we're actually combining our brain and heart. And this is a really passionate time for me, because my work is all about brain and heart coherence and using sound and your voice. So between your brain and between your heart is exactly your mouth, your sound, your voice. How do you articulate things? How do you speak things into existence? How do you sing? How do you have vocal confidence? How do you be in alignment of what you're thinking and what you're feeling and make that your reality? And I found for me personally, that's how I've manifested my life, away from being in a victim mode and away from being disempowered, but instead of going, no, where do I want to spend my time, my voice, my energy, my life, my authenticity? How do I respond rather than react? When I was young, I was always really reactive. And now I look at my life now and I think, wow, I'm so much more responsive. If I don't want to put my energy with someone or something or a situation, I just don't want to speak about it any further, and I don't want to give it more energy. Because remember, what we speak about is what we bring about. And that's super important this full moon. And remember, Venus went in retrograde on the 23rd of July. So this is also a time to rethink your past, rethink about how do you want to treat things differently from a heart perspective? How do you heal your heart? How do you reconcile maybe relationships or heart experiences or heart wounding from the past? And how do you move forward with a full and overflowing cup of love from your heart? You might be having complete out there ideas and experiences for how you see relationship, or how you see the way that your heart wants to express itself. So you might come up with a massive amount of creative ideas and creative projects that will come up because of that full moon, super full moon in Aquarius. It actually gives us a completely new vision and a completely new way of thinking, especially if we're doing the work where we're healing from any kind of victim mentality, or leaving that drama triangle of the victim, the aggressor, and the rescuer. And that drama triangle can often really capture us, and we can be in one of those roles. But when we start to transcend out of those drama triangles, whether it's guilt, shame, anger, or whether it's the victim, the aggressor, or the rescuer, those two triangles, all it does, it keeps us in drama. So notice maybe the people around you that may be in a drama triangle and you think, I don't want to partake in this. You don't have to. And this is the beautiful vision. When we get closer to this full moon in Aquarius, it's the new vision with the opposing sign of Leo, where the sun is in at the moment, where we get to have a new vision that's based solely from your heart space. So you get to actually guide and steer your mind using your heart. Let the heart lead with a balanced and peaceful mind, and then start to notice what you're speaking and whom you're speaking and with, and how you share your voice, and how you share your manifesting, how you share what you want to say and give and leave a legacy in this world. How do you share that? You might be a journal writing person and you might suddenly be writing all these amazing ideas. Someone like me, I'm a vocal person. I speak things to existence. I sing and I get attracted to different lyrics of songs, and it brings it in closer to me. And I notice the conversations that I have with people, and sometimes I'd be really clear and I say, I don't want to continue this conversation because I don't want to relive this experience. Or sometimes I say, oh, I love talking about this, and I go and make sure I spend some time with some people and share my heart, even if it's for just a tea or a coffee or something, and just make sure, and well, not that I drink coffee, but yeah, finding that time and energy and that space just to share and co-create with the present time existence. So that's something that you can really focus on this full moon. So the next couple of days, or was it one night, 2 nights, or leading up, depending on where you are in the world, leading up to this full moon, really think about what your heart is feeling, and let your brain start to dwell in your heart space, and let that Leo Aquarius combination, instead of being in conflict, let the air of Aquarius light the fires of that heart in Leo. So let your brain and your heart find balance, peace in the brain, love in the heart, and then there's no fear, and you come from a loving space, and you, instead of reaction, we come from responsiveness. And this is a beautiful way to co-create your reality. Really have a look as well. What is it in this Venus retrograde? What is it from the past have you learnt from your heart's experiences that you can heal those wounding and go, okay, now I choose to go forward in this new path onwards. Be empowered from the heart and have that peace of mind, and you deserve that peace of mind. Anyway, that was a bit of a long one today. My name is Meera Allen. I hope you enjoyed this full moon in Aquarius supermoon update, and I'll catch you with a little video on manifesting pretty soon. Namaste.